Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Columnist. And this is a new Dutch film from director Ivo van Art, starring Katja Herbers as Femke, who is a journalist and columnist and author who shares her political views and then on social media gets bombarded with all kinds of claims against her, including her being a pedophile, which is very relevant, seeing as a lot of people are accusing a lot of politicians of being pedophiles, and having those kinds of like loaded, relevant kinds of references make the columnist seem even more relevant and timely. And this film, instead of just, arguing with these people or letting them go to this wayside and just ignoring them, we have Femke who winds up going after them and killing them in brutal ways with a variety of different weapons. And you have this story as she's basically becoming a serial killer, and you have her developing this relationship with this man. So you see her like domestic life and how this is affecting, these actions are affecting that relationship. And you also see the relationship with her daughter, who in her own right is rebelling in school and speaking out and definitely following in the footsteps of her mother. And this film, first off, is very well put together, well shot, well paced from Van Art's, and it's definitely a well visualized film. And they definitely have some style in the ways that like they cut montages of these action sequences, more like violent sequences of killing. They build some tension with some of the scenes where she confronts some of the people that have written these horrible things, and it goes to some dark places, because what if it's not the middle-aged man that you expected doing these things, but what if it's just some dumbass teenager? And how she confronts those moments, and how deep and dark she goes into this new life and perspective on how to deal with things, because obviously these are not healthy ways to deal with people criticizing you as a public figure. But the film is presented in a darkly funny way, and you definitely have some like sinister laughs throughout the film. There definitely seems to be some like tonal issues at times, but in general I feel like this story has this concept, has this idea, and really runs with it. It might not by the end really come together and be a great film in terms of how it takes care of these ideas. There's definitely some holes in terms of like how the hell the cops didn't catch on to her when there's a very obvious pattern of behavior. And in today's world, like, you just look at everybody's social media accounts, there seems to be a pretty obvious way that they could have tracked her down. But does that happen? You'll have to watch the film. But really, this film shows some like the dark way of really committing to this life and how you deal with criticism and people from varying backgrounds and different ideas, and those who put some horrendous things. The interesting thing is, like, I watched the subtitle, but they didn't have subtitles for all the tweets that people were saying. So like I saw like pedo and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, some of the things she's being accused of, but like a lot of the stuff I couldn't read it, but you kind of get the gist. But this film, The Columnist, is a darkly funny, intense thriller that definitely throws some interesting ideas out about timely, relevant themes about social media and political commentary and discourse. Because where's the discourse? People say horrible things that have no argument or anything like that, no tact, and then you go kill them. Interesting presentation, but done in an intriguing and ambitious and bold way. So I definitely think The Columnist is worth your time. But those are my thoughts on this film. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.